tank people! FishTankTV.com, Dustin's Fish Tanks, bring it to you on a Sunday, baby. How's everybody doing? Hope you're doing well. So we've been talking about your numero uno aquarium, and today, folks, is the moment of zen because we're gonna add some fish. But I want to just take a step back and do a quick recap of what we got going on here, okay? So first things first, we got to make sure our tank is ready to go. We've had our tank set up, running, lights, filter, heater, the whole deal for a month, okay? We've added plants, we've added dechlor, we've done water changes. It's been set up for a month. We want to look at our plants. We want a high load of plants. We want to make sure there's new growth on those plants before we add fish. And we say, okay, it's been a month. Now it's time to add some fish. So look, this is your first aquarium. This video is made for the rookies, the beginners, the moms and dads that just want to get started. So you want to start off and have success early. So what do you want to do? You want to get very, very easy, hard to kill, can handle the neglect fish. You can always get fancier fish later, but you have to go into the pet store with the plan knowing, yo, this is my first tank. I'm going to get very easy fish. I'm not going to get anything fancy, and I'm going to roll with easy stuff. Today, we're rolling with guppies. That's right, guppies. Super tiny, don't make a lot of waste, lots of colors on them, breed like crazy, resilient, just great little fish. So we're going to roll with guppies, but I got some other alternative beginner fish for you guys as well. We got one ghetto fish right here, Mr. Ghetto Comet Goldfish, that I just happen to have inherited from a neighbor kid, which is fine. We've also got another alternative over here. We got some swordtails. These would be, you know, nice alternatives to guppies, but I'm rolling with guppies on this one, folks. So we've got our guppies. When you go to the pet store, you have your plan. You say, okay, I'm going to get some guppies. You go in there. Now, if you've done everything right and you've had your tank set up for a month, you probably don't need to worry about testing your water. But here's what I suggest if you are worried about it. Get a water sample. Go find the most competent-looking acne-covered kid and say, hey, Dustin from Dustin's Fish Tanks told me you'd test my water. Make him test your water. Pink, you're pregnant. White, you're not. Get it in there. If your water tests out good, grab some fish. Now, fish, just like your children at home, make a mess. The more kids you got, the more mess you got. I got a buddy with 4 kids. You should see his house. I only got 2. Same thing with fish, only if Mikey leaves his Legos out, nobody's going to die. But if you get too many fish, you're going to have excess waste, excess nutrients, and you're going to kill some fish. So you want to roll with a very, very small amount of fish, or a few more but tiny fish. So I would recommend, this is a 20-gallon. I'd recommend starting with like 5 guppies. I think I got like 6 in here, right here. So our friend at the pet store has bagged us up some guppies. We want to make sure there's a lot more air in the bag than water if you're going anywhere. Tell them if you're going a far distance to give you a really huge bag. More air, less water is always good. We want to make sure they put them in a bag with a black, or not a black, but whatever, like a paper bag around them or something so they aren't quite as stressed. I've got an entire video I'll link at the end of this on 6 tips for buying fish. But we've got them guppies, but we're not done yet because this is our kids' first aquarium. We want to take a stroll down the aquarium decoration aisle, and you want to let your kid pick out the gaudiest, awesomest ornament or whatever you can put in there. Why? Because I remember my no fishing sign that I put in my tank with green gravel and the little guy, the little scuba guy. Brian makes me keep this rhino in the greenhouse, so I'm going to add this rhinoceros. Get your kids into the hobby. Let them have the freaking, my daughters would like the Anna and Elsa stuff. I'm rolling with the rhino here. If you got to get a castle or like, you know, some sort of butterfly or whatever, let your kid have it. Do it. Get them into it. There's way worse things to be involved in. So now we've got our awesome rhino here that's protecting the tank here. And now we're going to add our guppies. Now, what we do is we take these fish home and we float the bag, and we do not add any water for like 15-20 minutes because we want to make sure the temperature in the bag and in the tank are the same. Now look, I took these guppies right out of here and I'm still doing this. Like, this is the real deal. This is how you do it. You put them in there, you let them sit. Then what you do is you get a little cup like this. I'm going to tell you, I don't know, 4, 5, 6 ounces, what, like 100 milliliters, whatever. Like a little bit of stuff like this. And when the temperature is right, you're going to take this and you're going to scoop this water, and you're slowly, about every 15 minutes, you're going to add this water into the bag, okay? Adding this water into the bag. We're going to have this bag open, but we're not going to be putting it into the tank. We're going to have it open, draped over. 15 minutes, let the water temperature in the bag be the same as the temperature in the tank. Then we're going to add little cups about every 15-20 minutes, and we're going to do this for an hour. So we've been adding a little bit of water at a time, about every 15 minutes or so, to this bag. We've got more water from the tank than from the pet store in this bag. And now I want to show you guys a trick that I wish someone would have showed me back in the day about how to add these fish. And what you want to do is you do not ever want to pour that foul water from the pet store. You want to take a net like this. The water from the pet store is atrocious. Dead fish, I mean, it just happens. You can't use it. So you take a net, you take a bucket over the toilet, and you take this foul water in here. The fish have been pooping, they're freaked out, they're hating it. Like, this water is gross. Do not put this water in the tank. I talk about this in the 6 tips for adding fish video. But then you pour the fish in here like this, into the nets. If you don't have a net, get a strainer, get something. But do not put the foul, stressed out fish poop, horrible pet store water into your tank. And then, for your moment of zen, we take it here. We got our fish in the net. And we add these suckers in quickly into the tank. The moment of zen. The guppies come out in your kid's first aquarium. It's a beautiful sight, folks. Get sure they're all there. Let them go. Now, ideally, you should turn the lights off and let them just chill because they've been stressed being in a bag and all that. But if your kid wants to look at the fish, let them look at the fish. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. So, it's a lot of fun. All right, so listen, folks. Got a couple rules. We don't want to feed every day, as hard as that might be. The more you feed, the more water changes you got to do. So, that's up to you. Yeah, so really just lightly feed. If you like what I'm doing, subscribe. If you have no idea what you're doing with your First Planet Aquarium, get on one of my many free live webinars. Subscribe. Check out the videos. I link up at the end of this. I got tons of videos on how to do this stuff. Everybody make it an awesome week and tank on.